Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
So today's, what? Oh, you were going to say something.
I was trying to think of something witty about our title and it just didn't come to me.
No, I can't either. But today's video is arranged marriage romances, which is one of my favorites. You like it too, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
So really quick, our definition of arranged marriage, because if you look up some books, we're like, that doesn't really fall into our definition. So our definition of arranged marriage is not that. So it's like a forced marriage, basically. Like the parents arrange this marriage for whatever reason. And so if it is a marriage of convenience where the two people arrange to marry each other for some sort of gain, that's marriage of convenience. So this is like nobody is really happy usually in an arranged marriage, but like the parents have set this up.
Yeah. Yeah. Typically this happens in mafia, but not all the time. So
yes.
Okay, so before we get started with that, what would you like to tell the lovely people?
Well, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for lots of ways that you can win free books on our channel. We're getting very close to 2,000, and so we have like books we're giving away, and we have one more gift card to give away, so keep watching.
Yep, it's coming. All right, so let's get started with some arranged marriage going on here. I wouldn't have trusted my father. I'm just going to put that out there. If my marriage had to be arranged. So, anyhow.
I would probably not have fared so well.
No. I know exactly who my dad would have married me off to. And that's a big no.
Ended up in Russia, probably.
Probably.
My dad's from Czech and lived in Russia for a long time, in case anybody is like, well, that was a weird thing to say.
No.
There's reason, because my dad lived there for a very long time.
He did, yeah. Okay, so let's get started. These relationships would have turned out way better than if our dads had arranged a marriage for us. So my first rec is when I read this last week, and this is Lorenzo Beretta. Again, this is one that is probably not for everybody because of the things that happen in this, so definitely check the triggers. But this is by Abigail Davies, and this is about Ada and Lorenzo. So let's start with Lorenzo. He finds out that he is going to be made capo. His dad dies at the beginning of the book, and so he is the oldest, and he is the next in line to take the throne. They're in Italy. I think they're in Italy. No, they're not. I'm mixing this up with the other book I read this week. Doesn't matter. He's going to take charge. They're in the States. So he finds out that the only way that he can take charge is when he has to be 30 years old, which is happening in a few weeks, and he has to be married. So his mother arranges for him to get married on his 30th birthday, but they don't have a bride yet at all. So this whole parade of women keep coming through the house, and none of them work for him. They're all these made up dolls, and they're prim, proper Italian women, and they are, ready to bow down and worship him. And that's not necessarily what he wants, even though he thinks that's what he wants. And then we have Ada. She is going to college. Her dad and her mom run a little grocery store, like an Italian grocer. Her sister is a single mom. They all live in the apartment above the grocery store, and they're just struggling. Like, the dad works constantly. And so one day she's out on a date. She comes home, and there's these fancy SUVs outside her house, and come to find out that Lorenzo is there, and he is offering for her hand in marriage. He saw her a few weeks ago when she delivered some groceries to the house for his mom, and he wants her. The thing is, when he marries her, he doesn't give up his philandering ways at all. And she's not a meek, submissive little girl, like little mafia wife. So there's a lot of angst. There's a lot of other woman drama. There is a lot of cheating, but it is so good.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, my first rec is Silent Vows by Jill Ramsower. I hope I'm saying that right. And this is about Connor and Nomi. So Nomi is in a car wreck with her mom, and her mom is killed. And Nomi knows that her dad killed her mom. But this was done on purpose. He didn't know she would be in the car, but it was done on purpose. And she knows this. She is terrified now, so she decides that her best strategy is to stop talking. So she is selectively mute. Her dad is a horrible man, obviously, and he agrees. So I'll back up a second. Connor is told that he needs to get married, and it's like arranged basically. And he's like, wait, I'll marry Nomi because she doesn't talk, so she won't cause me any problems. And Nomi's dad is horrible, so he's like, sure, take her. And that is how they end up arranged marriage. But Nomi can talk, she just chose not to. And when Connor starts to break down some of those walls, he is pissed.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes all mafia daddy.
He does. He does mafia daddy. We like those. We do. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. My next one is mafia as well. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, the picture on the cover of the book does not match the description at all of our hero. Okay. I just got to put that out there because when she was describing him and I was looking at it, I was like, no, because this guy looks like he's in his 50s and that's not the case. Anyhow, so this is
to see this book cover.
I know you're gonna have to look it up because I don't own it, but yeah, like you should look it up while I think you've closed your computer, but you should look it up while I'm talking about it because it does not match the description of the hero at all, and it just drove me nuts. Okay, so this is Sinister Vows, and it is by A.M. McCoy. So this is about Ariana. When Ariana is 12, she is told that she is going to marry the head of the Italian mafia. She is Beretta, I believe. I could be wrong. I can't remember 100%. I'm having one of those moments. Anyhow, she's going to marry the head of the Italian mafia. She is betrothed at the age of 12. And on her 18th birthday, that is what's supposed to happen. She's supposed to marry this guy. He is 25 years older than her. No, she marries him at the age of 20. He's 35 and she's 20. So there's 15-year age gap. So her family forces her on the eve of her wedding to go through with this blessing of the marriage. And it has to do with the priest coming in and blessing her by breaking the seal, basically, with one little jab in there. And she's never met her fiance. She doesn't even know what he looks like. So the night before her wedding, she's very terrified. She doesn't want to do this. She's begging her mother not to make her do it, but they make her go through with it. The mother said she did it and it was no big deal. When she gets to the room, the priest isn't some old nasty man. He's young and he's attractive, and things just kind of go after that. So then the next day she's getting ready to walk down the aisle, and all she can think about is that priest.
Okay, I looked at the cover. Is that the priest? On the cover, is that supposed to be the priest?
It's supposed to be the hero. Mm-hmm. That does not look like a 35-year-old man, does it?
No, he looks like he's in his late 50s.
Yeah. She needs a different cover, but I know they're expensive, so.
Yeah, he doesn't match.
I really like this book, though. I think you would like this book. So.
Okay.
Next.
Yeah, I'm curious if she can't stop thinking about the priest.
Yeah.
But he's not the hero.
Yeah.
But if that's what her husband looks like, I don't blame her for thinking about the priest. Sorry. No offense.
Just keep. Next book.
Yes, let's quickly abort. Okay. Rid Unto Secrets by Neva Altaj. And I love her covers. They're beautiful, but they are such a pain on video because there's always a reflection there.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my favorite Neva Altaj book. So this is Isabella, and Luca. So Isabella is 19 when her grandpa arranges her marriage to Luca. She has been in love with Luca since she was little. Like, she is very much in love with him. And so this is slightly different twist to arranged marriage. She is ecstatic that she gets to marry Luca. And her grandpa kind of knew, so it's like a little favor to her, kind of. And Luca and her get married, and he is cold to her. Like, he is, because he's significantly older, he is really kind of turned off because he's known her since she was little. So to him, it feels gross. Like, he's just not okay with it. And so he tries to maintain some distance between the two of them. And now I just really want to go read this book again because it's so good. And I never want to rereads. But Luca ends up in an accident and he forgets everything. And so her and Luca's brother have to basically feed him information and help him along to keep everyone safe and keep the mafia world running appropriately so that people don't come after them. And so she uses this to her advantage to tell him that they're madly in love. I love this one so much. I mean, I love a good amnesia wreck, but it's such a different twist on the arranged marriage because she loves him and he wants nothing to do with her. And usually the mafia guy's like, yes.
Yeah.
And she's like, no.
Yeah.
So it's a little different, but it's so good.
Okay. My next one also has a different take on the whole arranged marriage kind of thing. This is more of a forced marriage situation, like really forced marriage. So this is Cheater by D.D. Prince. Now I'm going to say it is a long book, but it is so good and so worth it. This is about Chloe. Chloe has been with her fiance for years, like 3 years. And 6 months prior to the book starting, he was in a bad accident and now he's paralyzed from the waist down. He's really having a giant pity party for himself and he is not listening to her needs and the things that she wants, which, I mean, understandably so. That cannot be easy to go through that, but she wants to be intimate with him again. And he's swearing up and down that he just can't do that and it's not going to work. And one night he finds her, like she whips out her vibrator and she's like, let's play together. And he loses his ever loving mind. So the next day, he comes to her and gives her a piece of paper. And basically it says that she has his permission to have a hall pass. Like this is her hall pass. She can go out and she can have sex with somebody and fulfill her needs as long as it's not a friend of theirs, somebody he knows, as long as it's not more than once. And as long as it's not in their home, like that's it. She's sitting here going, no, I don't want to do that. That is cheating to me. And I just don't want to do that. But a few weeks later, she ends up actually using the hall pass, and that is where she meets Derek. They have their one night stand, but Derek's like, he's a little unhinged, and it's not a one-time thing. He kind of forces it to happen more than once, and then he uses that as blackmail and forces her into a relationship, which then ultimately forces her into a marriage. It just keeps going from there. He is so deranged and so crazy. And there's all sorts of fun things that happen in this book, like, breeding and stuff. But it's one of those where she doesn't want it. And you're like, how is this going to get better? But we all know the over the top crazy guys. They're like the best. So yeah.
Are they?
Not in real life. No, but like in here. Yes. Yes, they are. I live for it.
Okay, so my next one is a novella. So if you're looking to just get a quick fix on your arranged marriage trope, this is the book for you. It's Runaway Bride by Cassie Mint. So this is Mia. Mia is a mafia princess and she has been arranged to marry Leo. This starts right off with their wedding day and Mia is like, I don't really want to do this. And so she decides to run. In her dress and everything, she takes off, like, out the window style. And Leo gives chase because, everybody loves a good primal place story. And like I said, this is a novella. And so he gives chase and
see what happens there. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can all guess what would happen there.
Yeah, we can all fill in those dots.
Yeah. So the next book that I have is, I mean, there was no question that this author was going to be able to bring it. And that is Brutal Husband by Lilith Vincent. This is going to be in my top reads of the year. I know it is. I loved this book so much. So this is about Rita and Nero. So Rita, her mom arranges for her to get married to Nero. When she meets Nero, he's known as this aloof and cold guy in public. And so when she meets him, that's what she gets, is the aloof, cold guy. And then he kind of starts to warm to her. And then after that, at every interaction they have, this is mafia adjacent, like there's mafia involved. So that's why this is happening. But every time she meets him, she doesn't know what she's going to get. Is she going to get the guy who's warm with them when they're in private and treats her kindly and lovingly? Or is she going to get the guy who's cold and cruel to her in public. And so every time, like at their engagement party, she gets the cold guy. And so she's just constantly getting whiplash. She doesn't know what to think, but she's marrying this guy. She doesn't have a choice. And so they get married, and he treats her like crap for the first year of their marriage. She gets the cold guy the whole year. And then all of a sudden he goes missing. And he's missing for 6 months, and she doesn't know whether he's alive or dead. She really didn't have a lot of memory from what happened the night that he went missing, and she has no clue what happened. Then one night she wakes up, and he's there in her room, and he's there like over the top crazy, it just gets crazy from there. And that's really all I can tell you guys, because I don't want to give anything away with this book, but like he comes back to kill her basically, but yet he wants her. And it's just this crazy story. It is so friggin' good. There's so many twists and turns. So
good. Okay.
Okay.
Well, my next book is a little different twist on arranged marriage as well, because our couple have been married for 11 years and have no idea.
Oh, yes. All right.
So this is Because I Need You by Claire Contreras. And this is Isabel and Giovanni's story. So Isabel's dad passes away, and when he passes away, she gets called by the lawyer to come and take care of some things. And she assumes it's all just to do with this painting business. And this is when she finds out she had no idea who her father really was. He is actually involved in like mafia mob stuff. And there's also a marriage certificate with her name on it. And it shows that she has been married for 11 years to someone she has no idea who it is, but she recognizes her signature on there. She knows like that's legit. That's her signature, but she has no idea what's going on. So she hunts down Giovanni to find out what he knows about this and what her father was really up to. In the meantime, Giovanni also finds out that he has been arranged marriage to Isabel this whole time because of Isabel's dad passing. It comes out, but he has things like he needs some stuff that Isabel's dad had, and so he needs access to it. So he has some conversations and decides that he's going to try and stay married to her to ride this out to get what he needs. But in the meantime, other people are also looking for some of the same stuff, and she runs to Giovanni for comfort. And then things get very hot and intense quickly.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
All right. So my last one is a part of a duet that I read earlier this year. Both of them can be read as standalones, but I still think you should read them in order. The first one is the one that has the arranged marriage in it, and that is Black Skies Riviera by Catherine Wiltcher. Catherine's known for her Santiago trilogy, which is another one that's really good in this trope, but I loved these two books in this series. It's their Christo Center's World. So this is about Eilina, or Isa, as we call her, and then Aiden, who's also known as the Raven in the Brotha. He is kind of like an assassin or in the Italian mafia. Isa is a part of the Brotha. She is the daughter to the head of the Brotha, and she is the younger daughter. So her sister was supposed to marry the son to the capo for the Italian mafia, and instead of marrying him, she ran off. She ran away. And Isa knows her location, but she won't tell anybody the location. And the dads are all ticked off. It's a whole thing. And so in order to punish her, they are, and hoping to get the location of her sister out of Isa, they force her to marry Aiden. So Aiden finds out one day that he's getting married, whether he likes it or not. And he's in the mafia to avenge his parents who were killed when he was 14. And he's told that if he marries Isa, that they will tell him the clues and hints as to who killed his parents, and so then he can get his revenge. So before the wedding, a day before the wedding, he is at a cafe and he sees this girl that he's talking to, and she is the total, she just likes to shop and she just seems very vapid and whatever, and he offends her. She pours her wine down his shirt, and then the next day when he goes to meet his bride, guess who it is? Yeah, so they have a very tumultuous relationship. This takes place all over in the Riviera because they get on his yacht and they go everywhere. And I really loved their situation. It also has a twist in here that I did not see coming. And 9 times out of 10, I can see them coming. So, loved it. Okay. What's your last one?
Well, my last one is just straight up arranged marriage.
Okay.
And that is going to be The Marriage Debt by Clarissa Wilde. And that is part of the Debts and Vengeance. I guess that would be maybe a trilogy. So the first book is called The Wedding Debt, and that kind of sets up everything that's going to happen in the marriage debt. So we have Jill. Jill has grown up in the mafia world, and Luca is in another family, and they're about the same age and they've grown up kind of together. But Luca is like really kind of a mean kid and then a mean teenager, and Jill really just doesn't like him at all. And she finds out that she is going to have to marry him, and she would have preferred to have been arranged married to his other brother, Liam. And she is just very, very upset by all of this. So she runs. And then after some years pass, she finds out her sister is now having to marry Luca. So she comes back. And so when she comes back, Luca is very happy to see her, but he is not going to be mean, or excuse me, he is not going to be nice to her. Like, he's not going easy on her. He is mean to her. He basically tortures her. It's awful. But there's a lot of other stuff that's going on in the background that we don't really know about. And maybe he's not quite the bad guy that we think he is. So I really enjoyed this one. The mafia world is all sorts of like ups and downs and things happening that you don't know about. So it's a little bit hard to talk about it without giving away anything else that's happening. But a majority of the book focuses on him punishing her.
I like that.
He's not pleased.
Yeah. I kind of like it when they break them a little bit and then they have to come out from that. Yeah. Anyhow, all right, guys. So that is 10 more arranged marriage recommendations for you.
Yes. So let us know. We have another arranged rec video, so you can always go check out those arranged marriages as well. But let us know, how do you like this trope if it's one you read, and what are some good ones that you've read in this? Have you read any of the ones we talked about? Just tell us all the bookish things. And make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.